Hello there, and welcome to the Star Wars Guys YouTube channel where the Force is family. I am Master Paul,
And I am Mando on fire.
and there's been some interesting rumors circulating the Star Wars sort of YouTube sphere these past couple days, and we've been a little bit late to the party, admittedly, but we're going to go ahead and give our thoughts on it now. And that is the rumor that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are not just going to be in charge of Star Wars TV shows going forward, but also the movies. So we have an article here. This is from Cosmic Book News, and this was written November 30th, that says Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni saving Star Wars movie rumored. So let's go ahead and get into this. So it says it's claimed that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni will be moving to the movie side of things for Star Wars, which adds fuel to the rumors that Kathleen Kennedy's role at Lucasfilm is diminished. The YouTuber the rumor comes via YouTuber Grace Randolph on Twitter, who says, and they have the original quote here, "Whoa, I hear Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are in talks to head over to the movie side of Star Wars." And then she adds, "That would be brilliant." So let's stop right there for a quick second, Michael, and
Mhm.
just that by itself. What are your thoughts?
Well, let's first make this incredibly clear. As the future ruler of Earth likes to say, this is a rumor, nothing has been neither confirmed nor denied, so please take all of this information with a considerable amount of salt.
And also shout
Now,
out to Overlord DVD.
yes, shout out to Overlord DVD. So, anyways, I don't know about you, but I like to look at some of the finer details in some things. Where if you look at the profile of Grace Randolph and how she has the blue check mark, that usually means that she's like a verified content creator. So this isn't just some random person on the internet. This is a person who knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy. You get the vibe. But with
Right.
that being said, it still, well, it very well could be unconfirmed or denied at any time. But it would definitely be brilliant to her credit that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni would be able to save some of the movies.
Yeah. All right, so let's continue on. And the next subtitle says Star Wars Kathleen Kennedy could be out. The article goes on to say, of course, the pair are known for creating the smash hit Star Wars series on Disney Plus, The Mandalorian, and are behind the spin offs, which include The Book of Boba Fett, that gets released the 29th of this month at time of recording. Today's the
Mm-hmm.
3rd. And the Rosario Dawson live action Ahsoka series that is in the works. Both are lifelong Star Wars fans, and Filoni is also the executive creative director at Lucasfilm and helped develop the popular Star Wars The Clone Wars animated series and Star Wars Rebels. Interestingly enough, the rumor follows the Patty Jenkins Star Wars Rogue Squadron movie getting canceled, which was a film under Kathleen Kennedy. Presently, and following the release of, well, this part's not accurate. It would be Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, but they say Last Jedi here, so that's an error. But since Rise of Skywalker, there are no new Star Wars movies in development. Regarding Kathleen Kennedy, rumors have offered that a Star Wars civil war has been taking place at Lucasfilm between Kennedy and her camp and Favreau and Filoni, which, if this rumor is true, means Favreau and Filoni have won. The rumor also follows the recent release of the Disney Investor Report, which showed that Disney Plus subscriptions have significantly slowed, so much so that Wall Street investors are now doubting Disney Plus and the ability of Star Wars and Marvel brands to create enough subscriber interest. Now, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are said to be tackling Star Wars movies, which would be huge, and we can also guess that they would still be involved with the TV side of things on Disney Plus for Star Wars. Under Kathleen Kennedy, Disney Star Wars took a beating as Kennedy's approach wasn't in line with any of the previous George Lucas movies and was rejected by the fans. Kennedy and her production team have also said to have butted heads with many of Kennedy's choices to tackle her Star Wars projects, which include the most recent Patty reason why Patty Jenkins left, as it is reported that Jenkins departed Disney Star Wars over creative differences. Now, I want to add something here. I want to, well, not necessarily add, but I want to bring up something that this article does not mention because this is the end. This article does not mention the recent rumors that have pretty much all but been confirmed that Kathleen Kennedy has gotten a 3-year extension.
Mm-hmm.
So that now this article by itself sounds good, but at the same time, there's also the rumor that she's gotten that 3-year extension that seemingly has been confirmed, at least from what I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
So it leaves me a little bit of questions. What do you think?
Yeah, it definitely has been pretty quiet in Lucasfilm, other than the fact of Patty Jenkins leaving the project of Rogue Squadron and thus pretty much shooting down the entire Rogue Squadron project in the process. But I will say that it doesn't seem to be somewhat of a coincidence that something like this would be brought up because a little while ago we actually had heard of a video that had come out, also by Kathleen Kennedy when she was talking about the movie The Color Purple. And
Yeah,
this is something that we actually did not cover just because we felt like we somewhat jumped the gun before recording it.
specifically, I had jumped the gun, so I'll
Yeah,
take the hit on that one.
yeah. But I bring this up because is to kind of quote who said Justin is lost to is to for a minute. It pretty much shows that even though that she was very clearly talking about The Color Purple, the movie that was based off the book, you still get to see the mentality of Star Wars fans, supposedly, where she had made a comment saying, well, I know that some people are going to not like my movie, but in the end, that movie was not made for them. And I've seen
Right.
similar comments made by people like Brie Larson in regards to how people did not like the Captain Marvel movie, which
Hmm.
at best I would say is an okay movie, but I'll have to revisit it again.
I haven't seen it and honestly have no desire to. But anyways, though, there is one other article I want to bring up here real quick, and this is from thatparkplace.com,
Mm-hmm.
which is the current home of the infamous leaker WDW Pro. Now, this is someone that Doomcock likes to quote a lot, and he has been right on quite a few times. In fact, he, through Doomcock, was the first to leak that Kathleen Kennedy was going to get renewed on this current contract.
Mm-hmm.
So let's have a look at what he has to say about this. And this was written December 1st, so 2 days ago. Rumor: Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni to take over Star Wars movies. It's been, and this is all him writing. It's not him. It's basically an essay about his thoughts, not necessarily reporting facts. So keep that in mind as I read it. Um, It's been a great week for being right, and I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that because it's been bizarre to see things I've leaked exclusively here at that park place all start being confirmed in just a few days. Maybe Disney will announce Moana 2 in the next few days so I can win a trophy or something. Just kidding on that one. I don't expect them. He talks about Moana. Skip ahead a little bit. But remember when I said this back in September? Quote, in the upcoming final years of her time with Lucasfilm, Kennedy is likely to have influence over Indiana Jones 5, Rogue Squadron, which has been canceled, and The Acolyte, which we've heard nothing about.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of these projects, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni essentially own Star Wars. Significant turbulence awaits them as they attempt to repair the post Gina Carano Star Wars landscape while simultaneously trying to please mainstream audiences, all while working with a Lucasfilm studio that is hyper partisan to the point of near parody. He then says, yes, that comes from an article I did 2 months before anyone else announced that Kathleen Kennedy was being rehired. In that article, I said Kathleen Kennedy was almost certainly being rehired based off information I had. Well, now the part in quotes is also coming true. Sources I have are telling me that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are being handed the keys to all future Star Wars movies for the foreseeable future. They plan to create a Star Wars cinematic universe that is wholly their own. All that is left is a little bit of extra pay negotiations and budgetary concerns. Kathleen Kennedy, while in charge of Lucasfilm for the next 3 years, is being stripped of any control of Star Wars outside of the Acolyte, which may get canceled, he says in parentheses, and some tertiary products. And then he says, and that's just what I said. And then the article continues on. He brings up the Grace Randolph tweet here. He says, one thing you should notice about all this, isn't it funny how Bob Chapek locked Kennedy into a contract where she really can't publicly fuss with him before he took away her Star Wars powers? She isn't in control of the Disney Plus series anymore, and she isn't in control of the movies. She's just an executive producer on Indiana Jones 5. And if you don't believe me, while I was preparing for this article, guess who else got the same intel? And again, Grace Randolph. Different wording, but same message. Kennedy is a figurehead, and Star Wars now belongs to Favreau and Filoni. Bring on the Favroniverse. I don't like that word, but still, you get the point.
Yeah.
So we said it already in the beginning of this video. We'll say it again. This is not confirmed news. This is a rumor. This has every chance of being wrong. But the fact that this is even up for conversation, to me, is a sign that there is still hope for Star Wars, that Star Wars is not dead. What would you say, Michael?
Yeah, and I would also say, assuming that it is true, that Kathleen Kennedy, as we had predicted, will just have nothing more than a window position. So just watch everything from the distance, and that'll be it. Which
Right.
could mean not just Star Wars, but maybe even possibly Indiana Jones 5, assuming that she had any sort of creative input in the first place, which I myself could be wrong personally on that regard, but it's a possibility just given the circumstances.
That is true. And I do want to reiterate, sort of to close this video out, I know that even with this news, there are still going to be some people that want nothing to do with Star Wars. Based, well, for one reason, based solely on the fact that Kathleen Kennedy is still there. And honestly, I don't blame you. If that's your conviction, then I support you. But I do want to say this. As for me, I've said this many times on this channel, I don't care who's in charge of Star Wars. I just want Star Wars to be good. And if there is a universe, and if there's a possibility in this universe where we get consistently good Star Wars, and Kathleen Kennedy keeps her job as head of Lucasfilm, I'm happy. But if getting rid of Kathleen Kennedy is what it takes to get Star Wars back to being consistently good, then it looks like we're going to have to wait another 3 years to do that, if indeed she has been hired, which all signs point to that being true. Is there anything that you would like to close this video on, Mike?
I don't have anything else.
All right, then we're going to go ahead and end here. So thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. And just remember, guys, the Force is family. See you guys later.
Thank you.